And welcome to the Sales Manager's Office, where a few minutes here will lead to a few $1,000s more in sales commission out there. I'm John C. Kalensick, your Sales Manager for the next few minutes. Folks, remember what we're currently covering is the principles and practical examples of my selling system, DBISA, D-B-I-S-A. Differentiate, build, illustrate, secure, and advance. What we're doing is we're breaking it down one small digestible nugget at a time. And then by breaking it down and keeping it simple, it's going to give you the ability to put these principles to work for you immediately and to start seeing the results from their practice. Enough exposition, let's jump right into today's topic. Build. The B in DBISA stands for build. And what is the first thing that we have to build with the suspect, prospect, or customer? Well, that is, it's a brand. What is a brand? It is what we are. It is how we represent ourselves to our customers. It is how our contacts review us and treat us throughout our business relationship. And to make my point, a little clip brought to you courtesy of YouTube from the movie Miracle.
You better think about something else, each and every one of you. When you pull on that jersey, you represent yourself and your teammates. And a name on the front is a hell of a lot more important than the one on the back. Get that through your head. Again.
Exactly right, Kurt Russell. Exactly right. Love that movie Miracle, one of my favorites. So the $64 million question is, what do we want our brand to represent? All right. I mean, do we want to be thought of as Superman? Do we want to be thought of as Batman? Or do we want to be thought of as Spider-Man? And of course, can't forget Wonder Woman. And maybe we don't want to be thought of as a superhero at all, but what is it that we want to be thought of? How do we want our customers to think of us? Well, the $64 million question is how do we get there? And the way we get there is the way all good things in sales generally happen at the beginning. It starts by asking questions. And the first question we have to ask ourselves is, what do we bring to the table as a business person? Okay? We all have skill sets. We all have talents. We all have experience. We all have resources. And we all have these things in different levels. You've got to be painfully honest with yourself about exactly what you bring to the table. And then you can know how you can start to construct things based on what you have, skill set wise, talent wise, experience wise, and resource wise. Next question we got to answer is, what are you willing to do or be for your suspect, prospect, or customer? Okay? What I mean by that is are you willing to sacrifice? And if you are, what? Are you willing to learn? Learn their business, learn their industry. Are you willing to provide for them, to become a resource for them, to become a consultant to them, to become an advisor to them? If you're not willing to do something that is different, that sets you apart from everybody else, forget about it. Nothing else is really matter. What are you willing to do or be for your suspect, prospect, or customer? Number 3. How are you going to positively impact their business? A direct impact in their revenue stream, all right? What benefits them? Whoopsie, sorry about that. What benefits them? How can we help make them a hero to their boss? How can we help them achieve their goals? And virtually everybody I've ever talked to in the field of success has always said the same thing. You help somebody else achieve their goals, they're going to help you achieve your goals. But when it comes to sales, what we've got to do is find that direct impact. And generally that direct impact for us is somehow it benefits their revenue stream. How does it help them, benefit them directly? Those are the 3 questions we have to ask. The answers to these 3 questions is what will determine your personal brand. It's also going to determine what your brand's going to look like, but more importantly, and most importantly, it's going to determine just how successful that you'll be. Folks, before any personal contact comes with the customer, you've got to build this personal brand. You've got to find that thing that makes that difference with the customer. Otherwise, they always say to themselves, why do they want to talk to you? Why do they want to spend any time with you? Why do they want to have 15 minutes with you? Why do they want to have a cup of coffee with you? You've got to build that personal brand to get there before it even starts. So what I want you to do is keep in mind why we're really doing this. What we're attempting to do is alleviate what I call the UGG factor. Okay? The UGG factor. We've all experienced it one time or other. It kind of goes something like this. Hi, Mr. Jones. This is John Smith from ABC Company. Hi, John. What can I do for you today? We've been there. We know what that sounds like from a contact. They're not thrilled to speak with us. They don't hate us, but they're just not thrilled to speak with us because they think of us as a quote-unquote salesperson. And I bet we've never critically asked ourselves that question, why? Why was he not thrilled? Why did we induce the UGG factor? The answer, though, is really simple, folks. Our suspect prospects and customers realize that we only contact them when we have something new to sell, or we want to know if they want to buy something from them right now. And you might say, well, gosh, John, we're in sales. Isn't that what we're supposed to do? Yeah, but we're also trying to build a relationship. We're not trying to sell one car. We're trying to sell 5 cars. We're not trying just to wham bam thank you ma'am. What we want to do is build that relationship so that one client leads to 13 clients, those 13 clients leads to 39 clients, and so on and so on. And you don't get that way until you build that brand of what people expect from you, and more importantly, what they see from you before you actually get there. The things that they probably haven't seen, if we want to break it down even further and just be brutally honest with ourselves, we've never built a reason for them to look forward to speaking to us, all right? And we've had relationships with folks when they haven't looked forward to speaking to us in their personal lives, okay? We might have dated somebody and it went from a great relationship to they just weren't really psyched to hear from us anymore. I'm going out with my girlfriends that night. Not that they hate us, they just lost their thrill with us, and it was nothing. We brought nothing better to the table for them. We never made an impact with them in their business, okay? We never found a way to get to them at that 90-degree angle that we actually benefited their bottom line. And then the final thing that we've probably never done is we never made a difference to them outside of being a nice person and a vendor. And you might say, well, gosh, shouldn't they just talk to me because I'm a nice person and I'm polite and I'm courteous and I return phone calls? No, because anybody can be polite and courteous and return phone calls. But what do you bring differently? What does your personal brand say about you? All right, so let's talk about that and what your personal brand says about you. All right. When was the last time that you called a contact and you didn't say, I'm just following up or I'm just checking in, but instead you had information that only helped their business and had nothing to do with anything that you sold, that you were offering at that time? Okay, hold on to that one. When was the last time that you sent an email, okay, that was not about just saying hi or touching base or quote-unquote special pricing, but was actually a link to an article about something in their industry that they needed to know that could potentially benefit them? Or when was the last time that you dropped by an account, not because you just happened to be in the neighborhood, but because you had found a business book that they had been telling you about and you wanted to drop it off? You invested $20 of your money and you wanted to drop that book off and make that effort. When was the last time any of those things happened for you? Or rephrase that you did those things for a customer? That will tell you what your brand looks like when you get the answer to those questions. And folks, for a lot of us, those answers aren't going to be pretty. The only way, folks, that we're going to remove that UGG factor is to build that personal brand that has that contact looking forward to the communication with them. And I promise you, this is what's going to happen. When we do build that personal brand, when they do start to look forward to taking our call, they'll take more of them. When we build that personal brand and they look forward to hearing from us, they're going to accept more of our meeting requests. They're going to proactively call us for advice, and best yet, you're going to sell more than you ever dreamed possible. And that's what the whole idea is here, folks. Let's face it, we're not sitting here, this isn't, trying to be the best friends league or anything. I recognize that. This is business. But that doesn't mean that we can't treat these relationships as precious as the precious personal relationships in our life, because that's the way we've got to look at it. Folks, thanks for tuning in to the Sales Manager's Office. Now, get out of here and go and make some sales. Have a great one. See you, bye.